success, what is it, really?
Mm.
Like when you see someone who's achieved amazing things, do you ever find yourself thinking, wow, they were just lucky?
Yeah, or, they must have been born with some kind of special talent I just don't have.
Right. It's a really common thought, isn't it?
It is. It's almost a default, I think, to explain away greatness as something, well, something external or just innate.
Like some people are just destined for it, and well, others aren't.
Exactly. We fall into that trap pretty easily.
Okay, well, that specific idea that our potential is basically set in stone, that's exactly what we're digging into today.
Mm.
We're looking at Carol Dweck's really influential book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success.
Ah, Dweck. Yeah.
And she argues something pretty radical, that success isn't really about luck or genes nearly as much as it is about, well, how you think, your mindset.
Right. It's much closer to home, something potentially within our control.
So our mission for this deep dive is basically to unpack Dweck's big ideas. We want to really get into the two main ways people think.
The two mindsets, yeah.
And maybe most importantly, explore what those differences mean for your ability, everyone listening, your ability to achieve things, to grow, and to really unlock whatever potential you're aiming for.
And it's cool because, as you said, the insights we're discussing, they're pulled straight from excerpts of the audio script for her books.
Exactly. So we're getting it right from the source. Shall we peel back the layers?
Let's do it. So to really get what Dweck's saying, we need to understand these two core types of thinking she identified.
Okay.
The first one, she calls it the fixed mindset.
Fixed mindset. Okay, the name kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
It does.
This is the idea that your basic abilities, like your intelligence or your talents, they're just fixed traits. You've got a certain amount, and that's that.
Pretty much. You're born with them, and they aren't likely to change in any meaningful way.
So if you truly believe that, you're like, my intelligence is just this much,
Yeah.
how does that actually show up day to day?
Well, it leads to a very specific way of navigating the world. If you have a fixed mindset, you tend to shy away from challenges
Why is that?
because challenges carry the risk of failure. And if you fail, or even just struggle, it confirms your fear that you don't have enough ability. It feels like an exposure of your limits.
Ouch. So failure isn't just a setback.
No, it's often felt as deep shame. It becomes proof that you're not smart or talented in that area.
And what about feedback? Criticism?
Generally avoided, actively sometimes, because it feels like a direct hit, an attack on who you are at your core, rather than just feedback on performance.
Wow. So that little voice inside, the internal motto, is basically saying, this is just how I am. I can't really change.
That sums it up perfectly. It's like building walls around yourself.
Yeah, walking on eggshells around your own potential, almost.
Exactly. And you can see how limiting that belief system is, right? It stops people from even trying things where they might not shine immediately or where success isn't guaranteed.
It's like a self-imposed ceiling. Really holds you back. Okay, but then Dweck contrasts this with the growth mindset.
Yes.
And this is where things get, well, hopeful. What's the big difference here?
It's a complete flip. The core belief in a growth mindset is that basically any ability, any skill you can think of can be developed. It can grow.
So it's not about what you're born with.
Not primarily. It's much more about the power of dedication, consistent effort, practice, and, crucially, a real desire to learn and get better.
You used the analogy of muscle before we started recording. The more you work it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly that. Your abilities are malleable, like muscles.
Okay, so if the fixed mindset avoids challenges, how do people with a growth mindset see them?
They're the opposite. They often actively seek out challenges. They lean into them.
Why? That seems counterintuitive for some.
Because they see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to stretch themselves, to get stronger.
And failure. What happens when they inevitably stumble?
It's reframed. It's not, I failed, I'm dumb. It's, okay, that didn't work. What can I learn from this? How can I approach it differently next time? Failure is basically data, information.
Wow. Okay, so it's a stepping stone, not a dead end.
Precisely. And criticism follows the same pattern. They tend to welcome it or at least see its value.
Because it's not personal.
Right. It's valuable feedback. It's a guide showing them how to improve. It's not a judgment on their inherent worth.
So their motto, that internal voice, is more like, I can learn. I can change.
That's the essence of it. Yeah.
You can just feel the difference, can't
Yeah.
you? It's not just being positive. It's like running on completely different software for dealing with life.
Absolutely. It transforms how you experience effort, setbacks, everything. And the impact on personal growth and resilience is just huge.
Yeah, it really changes your whole reaction to the world.
It does. And Dweck, based on all her research, she kind of boils this down into some key lessons, practical takeaways that are really powerful.
Right, because understanding is one thing, but actually doing it. How do we train this growth mindset muscle?
Well, she gives us some clear pointers. Let's call them rules for the road.
Okay.
The first big lesson, and it pushes back against a lot of cultural narratives, is simply talent is not enough.
Ah, okay. We love the idea of the natural, the prodigy.
We do. We glorify it. But Dweck's research shows talent is really just a starting point. It might get you out of the gate faster, maybe.
But it doesn't guarantee you finish the race.
Not at all. The people who make real, sustained progress are usually the ones who put in the consistent effort, who show patience, and this is key, who are willing to learn from their mistakes along the way. Effort trumps talent over the long haul.
That's huge. It means you don't have to wait to feel talented to start working on something.
Exactly. Don't wait for the muse, just start. Which leads nicely into the second lesson.
Right.
Failure is not defeat, but a mirror.
A mirror. Okay, unpack that a bit.
Think about it. A mirror just reflects what's there, right? It doesn't judge you. It just shows you reality. Okay? So failure, seen through a growth mindset, isn't the end of the story. It's not game over. It's a reflection showing you exactly where you need to improve, what skills you need to develop, or what strategy didn't work.
So it's diagnostic, almost like a helpful tool.
Exactly. It's information, pure and simple. It highlights the gaps, not defines your worth.
That's a massive mental shift. Okay, so if failure shows you where to grow, what about the things that cause the failure sometimes?
Yeah.
The challenges themselves.
Right, because lesson 3 is all about that. Challenges are not your enemies, they're your partners.
Partners, how so?
Instead of obstacles to dread or avoid, see them as allies. They're the very things that push you to dig deeper, to discover strengths you didn't know you had.
Like resistance training for the brain.
Kind of, yeah. Each tough problem you wrestle with, each difficulty you overcome, it stretches your capacity, it helps you grow stronger and more capable. They're essential for growth.
Okay, that makes sense. Challenges as partners. I like that. What's next?
Lesson 4 is subtle, but maybe one of the most profoundly impactful. The power of words, specifically the difference between saying never versus not yet.
Ah, the power of yet. I've heard about this.
It's incredibly powerful. Think about it. Never just slams the door. It's final. I can never do this. It implies impossibility, an end point.
Right, it cuts off all hope.
But not yet. I can't do this yet. It completely changes the meaning. It acknowledges the current reality. You haven't mastered it, but it holds the door wide open for future possibility.
It implies growth is possible, even expected.
Exactly. It carries hope. It signals that progress is happening, or at least possible. You're on a journey, just not at the destination yet.
That tiny word makes such a difference. Okay, and the fifth lesson.
The fifth one tackles how we react to others' accomplishments. Inspiration over jealousy.
Okay, this is a big one too. Seeing others succeed can be tough sometimes.
It really can, especially if you're leaning towards a fixed mindset. In that view, someone else's success can feel threatening, like there's a limited pie of success and they just took a piece you wanted. It can feel like it highlights your own perceived lack.
Leading to jealousy or resentment.
Yeah. But with a growth mindset, the perspective shifts. Instead of feeling jealous, the goal is to find inspiration in their success.
How does that work?
You look at what they achieved and think, wow, look what's possible. You might study how they got there, what effort they put in, what strategies they used.
So their success becomes a learning opportunity.
Exactly. A blueprint, maybe, or just proof of concept that high achievement is possible. It fuels your own drive rather than diminishing it.
Okay, these 5 lessons are really practical. Talent isn't enough. Failure is a mirror. Challenges are partners. The power of not yet. And inspiration over jealousy.
Those are the core takeaways on the mindset itself.
So for everyone listening now thinking, okay, I get it. I want more of that growth mindset.
Yeah.
How do we actually start applying this stuff?
Yeah.
Making it real in our daily lives? Dweck offers some actionable steps,
Yes,
right?
she does. Very practical things. First, she suggests a kind of daily affirmation.
Like looking in the mirror and saying,
Sort of, but more about internalizing the core belief. Regularly, consciously repeat the mantra, I can learn, I can change.
just reminding yourself.
Yes. Making it a habit to reinforce that belief can actually start to rewire that internal dialogue over time. Sounds simple, but consistency matters.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Second, handle mistakes differently. When you mess up, and we all do, consciously shift away from beating yourself up.
Which is the fixed mindset reaction.
Right. Instead of dwelling on, I'm so stupid or I always fail, ask a constructive question. Okay, what can I learn from this experience?
Turn it into a mini lesson.
Exactly. It transforms a negative event into fuel for future improvement, takes the sting out, and replaces it with learning.
Nice. Okay, number 3.
Number 3 is about focus. Concentrate on your own progress, your personal best, your growth trajectory.
Not comparing yourself to others.
Try to minimize that, yes. It's so easy, especially today with social media, to get caught in that comparison trap.
For sure.
But Dweck emphasizes that real sustainable development happens when you focus on improving relative to yourself, not constantly measuring against others. Run your own race.
Good advice. Hard to do sometimes, but good advice. And the last one.
The last piece of practical advice is to actively change your relationship with challenges.
Instead of avoiding them.
Seek them out, or at least when they arise, trying to consciously reframe them as opportunities. Remind yourself, this is a chance to grow. This is where I get stronger. Lean into the discomfort a bit.
Because that discomfort zone is where the growth actually happens.
That's the idea. Embrace it as part of the process.
Okay, so internal affirmation, learn from mistakes, focus on personal progress, and embrace challenges. That feels like a solid toolkit.
It really is. And it all comes back to Dweck's central, powerful insight that successful people aren't necessarily born different. They don't possess some secret sauce based on luck or genetics that the rest of us lack.
It's their thinking.
It's their way of thinking, their mindset. That's what truly sets them apart and fuels their journey.
And that's incredibly good news for everyone listening, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's empowering.
It means you have agency. It encourages you to consciously choose and cultivate a growth mindset, to commit to being a lifelong learner.
And to really hold on to the belief that things you might currently see as impossible for you, well, they might just become possible.
That shift from impossible to possible, maybe just not yet possible.
Exactly. It opens up a whole new landscape of potential.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final thought for you to chew on. If your potential isn't fixed, if it's something you can actively grow and expand starting right now, what's one thing you've always told yourself was impossible for you?
Right.
What seemingly out-of-reach goal or skill might actually be within your grasp if you approached it with this growth perspective? What might become possible?